All right, Shakka, Mr. Shakka with 2Ks. It's been a minute.
Yo,
Last
how you
time,
doing?
last time I saw you was Mobo's 2017. No, 16. 16.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Feels like an age. Feels like an age ago.
Uh,
Flipping hell.
Listen, we've all grown, we've all evolved. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
now independent.
I am. I am. First independent release in 6 years.
Yeah.
Westbourne Production is the
Obviously.
unit that I'm putting the music out with.
Mhm.
In partnership with Ditto. I'm having a great time, bro. I'm having a
Yeah.
very, very good time doing this stuff right now.
You know what?
Definitely.
I think it's been interesting because I've seen you go from, the older days from, it was Basement Jackson, it was Basement Jack times.
Yeah.
All the way through to obviously the big songs with Wretch 2, and
Yeah.
then embarking on that. I think it was at Shepherd's Bush Empire where you had like inflatable elephants and you were throwing them out of the crowd. Doing the madness. Do you know what I mean? Dropping the tracks with gigs as
Yeah.
the Lost Boys tape, and now we're at this stage where you're independent, like you said, and you're dropping
Yeah.
you're dropping the music through Ditto.
Yeah.
And how's it feel, man? Like you said, you're having a great time, but like, is there like a weight off your shoulders now? There's no pressure because the label's behind your back or anything.
Do you know what it is? I feel like just with every relationship that you have, you kind of have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself if it's working. I feel like I had great times with all of these teams. I did things with these teams that I hadn't, or I don't think I would have been able to do at those stages of my careers. Do you know what I mean? I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I now can sort out a video or facilitate the organization, because there's so much stuff to do in the background. But in short, I feel good, man. I feel good. We've got I keep telling my fans this, we're close to finishing the album, and this is actually true. We've got a bunch of songs that's geared up for release. I've been away writing, not only for myself but for a bunch of other people, and then, as you know, COVID is a bit mad, so it can get, I don't know, there's just a lot of things that happen in 1 year that you kind of look back and you're like, wow, okay, cool. Like it's a bit of a blur, but I can safely say that I'm in a happy place. I'm in the most creative space that I've ever been. And I'm gassed about the album, to be honest. And I have been for a while, but I'm happy that I'm able to put it out in a space that
It's comfortable for you?
Yeah, it's the ownership thing is a really important thing. It's a really important thing, and I feel like we're in a space where a lot of artists are just like slowly beginning to understand that and really feel that. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of other people who set pace. Ignore that. I think people are sending me text messages and stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of people set pace. I think people like Skeppy and Stormzy, and even I think Mahalia is doing some kind of a similar thing as well. Don't quote me on this. I'm just looking at like the links on Spotify. Yeah, exactly. And it just feels good to see that the power is in our hands, especially for us in London, So so yeah, I'm in short, I'm in a happy space, and I'm gassed to put out the new stuff. And Hold Me Back's doing really well on the streaming sites as well. So I really couldn't complain right now.
It really is, because that's the thing. Like, there was that period from 2018 where you had like Man Down, which is still a big record, still a big record to this day.
Thank you. Much
and then
appreciated.
you got the one with Mr. Easy that came out last year.
Yeah.
Which was good. And then now this one, which I think I saw someone on Twitter saying that this is the vocal range that we need from you. Like this is what we need from Shakka. And I was like, yeah, like you haven't been around, but like you said, you've been away, you've been writing, you've been doing your thing.
Yeah. And then the other thing was 2020 in particular, kind of forced human beings to just look inward as opposed to always going outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With no pun intended, obviously we had the lockdown and we were forced to kind of just deal with it, But there was a beauty in that. There was the idea that I could say, okay, cool, without having to run around like a headless chicken doing all kinds of stuff, let me stay in the studio and refine and cook and work on stuff.
Yeah.
We shot 3 videos. So the first one that we've obviously seen is the piece for Hold Me Back, and then we've got another one coming out at the end of this year, and then another one at the top of next year. So there's a lot to be said for like preparation and making sure that it just bangs, But But yeah, I promised the fans that I'm not going to be gone for a very long time yet, because there's too much music to put out, and I have the best way to put it out now, if that makes sense.
You know, you know what you used to do? Yeah. Like you got to bring it back. Like, or maybe I've been sleeping. The good old Tribe Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Have you left the tribe now? Are you gone?
Have I left the tribe? My hashtag is Tribe for Life. So unless I've like jumped into a different life, I don't think I've ever or will ever leave the tribe. They're the reason I do this, to be honest. Like it's having messages from a bunch of different people to say, yo, this tune bangs, or this tune saved my life, or like, it's, if they don't exist, I don't exist. So it's always Tribe for Life. I think the Tribe Tuesdays in particular has been fun. I'm probably going to come back to it because there's just ways in which I wanted to tweak it and make it work. Because the Tribe Tuesdays in general was something that I kind of just did myself. Like, I had a group of people that I was working with. Shout out to Mundu. Shout out to, oh my word, he's going to kill me for forgetting his name, Archie Steven.
Okay, there you go.
But Saved by the Bell. He's got some dope music out as well, actually. Shout out to Archie Steven. But yeah, like, it was like a self-contained unit. So like, to try and replicate it, to try and do that and replicate that again, I just need time. To block out the dates, get the lighting right, all that kind of stuff, you know, the production things that nobody really thinks about, but actually needs to happen in order for it to look good. Like, yeah, I'm definitely doing it again. But it seemed like a lot of people really liked watching me making a song from start to finish in an hour. And I didn't know that it was something that people really liked watching. So yeah, it's definitely going to come back at some point.
Yeah.
I need to find out how to do it.
Do you know what it is? It's just a lot of people who are fans of the music, sometimes they can't necessarily make the beat, or they can't listen. I can't sing, yeah, and I know a lot of people can't sing too. So it's that whole process of doing something. Because didn't you do one with Chunks before Chunks was as big as Chunks? Was. So it's stuff like that where you get people in. It really demonstrates like your creativity. But I'm gonna bring that to now as well, where obviously you and Delapo linked up and made the Party Next Door cover.
We did. Yeah. So, it was weird that I was this was around the time when I was doing the quarantine freestyles, and like I was just thinking about, I'm always thinking about new ways to share the random ideas that I make on in my studio, and the quarantine freestyles was a dope way to do it. But then the projection freestyles that you've seen with Delapo was an idea that I was working on for a while. Again, I don't have like a team that I'm outsourcing to get this done. Like it's got to be shot. It's got to be shot in a certain angle. It's got to be shot when there's no lights around. So I have to wait until 6 p.m. when the sun goes down. I need to move stuff in the flat so that I just got a plain white wall. And then I need to make sure the projection's at like a certain angle, and then I have to edit it in. Like there's hella things to do. Even like things like finding random clips to project on my face. Like, I'll have clips of like a Buju Banton song, and then I'll have video clips of like Samurai Jack from Cartoon Network or some stuff. Like, I really just want to have something that's cool and vibesy to look at. But yeah, all of those things take time. Even coming up with the idea to do something like that takes some real, like, let me go back and think about stuff. But I've been watching and following Delapo for a while. We've been in the studio to work on some stuff. Her voice is incredible. Her desire to write gorgeous R&B is something that I've wanted to hear since I started this thing. And even at the time when I did start, R&B was nowhere near as fruitful as it is now in the UK.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When it came to 1 West London and 2 R&B, at one point you were the only one.
Hey, listen, let's not count out Angel.
That's true. Angel,
Angel has been doing this thing since
Cyrus Charles, since his actual name.
The Rash has been doing this thing. Shout out to Angel. He's been doing this thing since 08, 07, 09, like back when he was on the independent scene before working with Island. And yeah, like, you're right, there wasn't many of us, you know. Even me, like, at the time I didn't really consider myself an R&B artist as such, because I was influenced by so much stuff. Like in my head I was thinking, what would it sound like if Bob Marley and Coldplay made a song? Or what would it sound like if I started singing over a Walking with Elephants, but it just sounded like a trap beat. Like for me, it was very much experimentation whilst using R&B elements, you know? But at the same time, there wasn't many of us. And it was a shame because I loved it so much. And I still do love it so much. I'm happy that we're in a space now where like Mahalia can drop a song and people will be like, R&B, I'm so like they're just excited for someone that looks like them and sounds like them to be doing something like this, you know? And yeah, it's a dope space to be in, man. It's a really dope space to be in. I'm just gassed for when people hear my next shit because, bro, like being in LA and New York and writing these ideas and getting these influences from a bunch of different people who really live this R&B stuff, like is like, it feels like being in 8701 all over again, or listening to Aaliyah and being in the studio with Timbaland all over again. Like that's the headspace that I was in. It's just
you're actually selling this project to me. Like I know you're not going to tell me, but when is this project going to come out then? Because
we're aiming for the first quarter next year.
First quarter next year. Okay, cool. So that's up to March. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're aiming for.
So then going off the experimental wave. So naturally, like you said, when you're looking at creating a fusion of Coldplay and other different people, and as you go on now, and we've seen R&B, like you said, become more popular, there's more of an audience for it now. How do you still keep your ideas and your mind fresh to always be like one step ahead, or to
people ask me this all the time. People ask me this all the time. It's not. It shouldn't be a conscious effort. It really shouldn't. Like I say this because. If you take Skeppy as an example, because I'm inspired by his music, throughout every year that he's put out music, irrespective of whether or not he does a trap rhythm or whether or not he does something like
Bad Energy or something.
Bad Energy, he's always going to Leng. He's always got a 16 with someone that reminds you that Skepta is who he is. You know what I mean? Shout out to Skepta. And I feel like the reason why that's the case is because the circle that he moves around with, and the energy that he stays around with, is still, boy better know, it's still grime, it's still the essence of where he comes from and what he does. And I feel like as long as you've got that grounding and that rooting, that sonic grounding and rooting, like it can never go anywhere. So for me personally, I'm always listening to like Pa Salihu, or I'm always listening to there's so many names that I'm just gonna mess up right now.
The people that are popping at the moment.
Yeah, I'm listening to Pounds, and I'm listening to Millions, and I'm listening to a bunch of different people, and just as a fan, you know, like just finding a part or a day in my life where that music makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then just hanging with my boys, like just being around the man them, and then just talking rubbish. Like it's not really a conscious effort to think about who I am and what I sound like and all the rest of it. So yeah, that just comes in the music, man. It really just comes in the music. And then I try not to be online too much. And if I've got something to say or something to share, because it's very easy for influencers to just
get lost.
Like, come in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not worried at all. I'm really not worried at all. And then the thing is, our lineage is different. Like if you were to listen to R&B from like, I don't know, Ty Dolla $ign, and then you were to listen to R&B from like Sampha or Craig David, it's like an instant, like, I know that I'm listening to two different people from two different lineages. You know what I mean? Like Sampha will have the beats that sound like some tracks. Craig David would, or even, who did I mention just a second ago?
Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign would work with a Mustard. Sampha would work with an M1 on a beat, or he produced the beat himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, those are two different sounds, you know?
I've got a phrase for it. It's iconic differentiations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because like I'm saying, for you, I think you have that also as well. But I'm just looking, you've sold the music to me. I'm looking forward to this album. Like, is it going to be an album that is very much like, obviously love oriented, R&B oriented, having fun and by yourself? Or are you out in New York and you're out in these different places around the world working with artists and, you know, having features on there?
Whilst I have been working with artists, I think it was important this time for me to just to just to let the world know this is what Shakka sounds like in 2020, because it's very, or 2021 in this case, because it's very. First off, it's been a while since people have heard a journey front to back from me. Like something like The Island was 2017 in fact. And whilst there has been music throughout that time period up until now, there hasn't been like a body of work that people can just live with and be like, okay, cool, that's what Shakka believes, that's what Shakka sounds like. This is a song that I can bang in a whip. This is a song that I can go to a rave to. Do you know what I mean? Like it's to have that body of work is important for me, and so I kind of really kept it to a minimum with the features. We still haven't whittled it down, to be honest. Like it's always changing over time, but I'm not scared. I'm not worried or anything. It just feels like the best stuff that I've ever made, if I'm honest.
And that's the type of energy that people want to hear. Because you know, sometimes like if you're speaking to artists, obviously not on camera, not on microphones and that, and you're like, they're a bit apprehensive, they're a bit nervous about what they're releasing because they're not being in that right space. But you seem like, listen, I'm ready to drop it today. I just got to finish off these quick stems.
Listen, like because I was speaking to my manager about this. Wow, it's a lot of madness at Salmon House. I was speaking to my manager about this not too long ago, and I remember what it felt like to go on TV and to see someone like, I don't know, So Solid bust at the Mobile Awards, or to see someone like, even recently, to see someone like Kendrick do an award ceremony and then just kill it. Like in your mind, you look at it and your mouth is just, your jaw's just to the floor, because you're thinking, this is how it should be done. This is how you do this in. If it's someone that comes from your ends, that comes from your area, that comes from your country, it's the connection is even stronger. It's like, that's how it's meant to be done, bro. Like that's the only feeling that I want to give to fans and otherwise. Like in the barbershops, if you see this or you hear the album, like my only response that I need from you is to be like, bruv, see this Shakka album here, bruv? Like, big man, you see this album here, like that's all I want, and that's across the board from everybody, you know, just to give people something that makes them forget and gets them away and makes them escape, you know. And
I think this year of all years, especially with, you know, COVID and everything going on, that's what we need. And obviously it's coming out next year. We don't know what the landscape's looking like for next year, but we're probably still going to need it for next year as well. Yeah, I mean, it is true. I'm not worried about even that stuff. I mean, like it is a shame that we can't go to a festival, that we can't go to a rave, that it's difficult for us to go abroad properly. And there's a lot of us who haven't been able to see family members and all the rest of it. And it is a sad time. I think the beauty of something like this is to actually put emphasis upon how much we actually needed those structures, the motive, like how important it is to have a motive, how important it is to know that on Friday this is happening, or on this day you're going to see these people. Right now we can't really see people more than 6. In fact, right now we can't see people who can't per household.
Right, exactly. And so if anything, it makes you think, oh fam, I really miss hanging with that bro, you know. Oh fam, she used to make the most banging mac and cheese. Like I really need to, we need to hook up again. Do you know what I mean? Like those elements, I think, have just been made stronger. Do you know what I mean? It's
I think with this year being very complex and always chopping and changing, the simple things are what stand out across the board.
Yeah.
And like that's, I think for you as well, like when we're looking at it, are you still based in London now, or have you moved out? You still in West? You still in West?
I might be still in West. I don't want to what's the words? I don't want to narrow it down, because I know like the way people find out where you live now is techie. Like
it's
don't F for Netflix, bro. Listen, like I'm keeping it low P, but I am based in London.
Okay, listen, don't let Netflix get you carried away and get paro. Do you know what I mean? Some of that
bro, I came from a background in computer science. Like I know how people can access information without trying to scare you. Like I'm not trying to make it feel like some kind of like Terminator type stuff, but yeah, it can get peak out there. But I am still based in London. I'm based in my hometown. Yeah.
Good to hear. And you know, talking about obviously motives and stuff like that, DJing. I want to talk to you about one video that I saw. It's about 2-3 years ago, right? I think it's supposed to be on Hammersmith City Line. This is time ago. And you were sitting there on like New Year's or something, doing a DJ set, and people were dancing and moving mad. So like, I know obviously things can't happen this year, but are you gonna try to do something mad for New Year's, like another little train set?
Because of how Planet Earth is set up right now, it's just a bit mad. Like the last thing I want is just my face in the papers for violating COVID restrictions, like in the most illustrious and the most sexiest way possible. Even if it is dope, like in my head, I'm just gonna allow it. Like if I'm gonna do it, then I need to do it in a place where, and in a space where, it's just safe and enjoyable for everybody. Like I don't want to see people raving with masks. Like if the tune comes on and it's like one of the biggest tunes of that year, and they start raving and making up noise, I can't see their facial expression. That's just a buzzkill.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
It's muffled. The cheers would be muffled anyway. You can't even hear that properly.
It's long, bro. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. But we'll find something to do. I've got a few things lined up for people to enjoy, not only just the official videos that I'm about to put out and the songs I'm about to put out, but just like just cool things in general that I feel like we can tune into. Like I did a live stream for the release for Hold Me Back, and it was just me and Chucky and some friends and Pharaoh, obviously. Just listening to some music and vibing, and I could tell that Chucky really missed doing it. He's a DJ at heart, you know what I mean? So yeah, we got more stuff like that coming for sure.
Yeah, bro, listen, we're gonna leave it there, but you're in a great space, man. I'm glad everything's working out for you. I'm looking forward to hearing this new music. You've gassed it now, so I hope listen, we'll probably have to do this again when it comes out so we can break these songs down individually. I know there's going to be a big story behind it.
Yeah.
But what do you want to say to all the people locked in right now who've been supporting you, love this brand new tune, and anything just to keep us up to date until that time?
Listen, fam, all I'm saying is, come 2021, if you don't have my album saved in any of your streaming platforms, we're gonna have words, bro. That's me and you. That's me and everybody watching the video. Like I'm gonna have a lot of fun. So please jump on the bandwagon. Hold Me Back is out. Cuffing season is nigh. The video is out. I have new music coming out. Trust me. I've been getting busy and I've taken my time to just zone out and press the reset button. But I'm here. And the music is here, and we're gonna have some fun this year and the next. Stay locked.
That's it. You heard it from Shakka. You know what you need to do. I'm not gonna lie. I hope the tape does bang, and I'll have it on my phone. And what I'll do is I'll put it up to the screen like that and show you automatically. So
Listen, we're gonna do it, bro. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be a magical time, man. Trust me. You're gonna forget 2020 and all the bad things in 2020 ever existed. I promise you.
Listen, I'm just trying to use some of the music so I can DJ as well. Do you know what I mean? Because actually, since the last time I saw you, I can actually DJ properly now. I've done over like 150 shows now.
You've done 150 shows DJing?
Yeah, like live ones on like Mixcloud and stuff, and I've done quite a few live in person as well. So man's out here too.
Sick.
You know what I mean? If you needed a warm up DJ for your show next year, holla at me, innit?
I hear you. Hey, listen, like this is a Zoom call, so send me all the links, man. Send me all the Mixcloud links. I'll be here raving with the people then, man. I got you.
Say no more. All right, let me leave it to you. Let me do that off camera. Yeah, I mean, there's no pressure on me. If you don't listen to it, then I can't say that. Yeah, I was there. But let me do that right now. But Shakka, I appreciate you chatting to me, man.
Thank you for having me, brother. Peace and love.